should open it up to you guys before we continue.
Could you answer that question, please? About the two endings, they are very surprising in both movements.
Yes, but what exactly, according to the yesterday's and today, because there are different endings, of course.
But they seemed not to flow from what went before. All of a sudden, big change. Did she commit suicide yesterday? Out of nowhere?
I don't know exactly if she made suicide. Nobody knows because nobody saw her.
So what was the point of it? What was in your mind when you made that ending?
Well, that she didn't have anything to do with herself. That she was alone. She was left by everybody, by her family, and she was afraid of her friends, and she really was left herself, and she didn't have anything to do as to disappear. So she went. She gone. You know, we don't know where. We don't know what happened. Perhaps she committed suicide, perhaps not, perhaps she will come back. I don't know. It was a kind of, well, it's not metaphor, but metaphysics, let's say. And today's ending, well, it's very difficult to explain for authors. The ending, you may interpret yourself. But I didn't want to develop the story. I wanted to put some question. If you answer what the doctor should do, if the patient Pavel patient was he changed himself or not. Well, it will be very interesting what happened next. But I didn't want to because I think it could be banal. You know, if I really said straight, very straight, what could happen.
I thought this story unfolded very elegantly, and I felt the music was so much a part of the film. And the music was so much a part of the film. When you make a film, do you hear the music as you're making the film? Because it seemed like without the music, a good portion of the story would not be felt.
No, usually not. You know, sometimes yes, but not in this case, and also not in the case of yesterday's movie. But I work with a composer, and I suggest him what. Even before shooting, we are discussing to leave some time for him to think. And very often it happens that first examples he gives are not good. Sometimes they are pathetic. For example, in the beginning of this film, you know, they were too pathetic, you know, and I wanted him to put it down.
Thank you. I thought the result was wonderful.
Thank you. It was the same composer as yesterday.
I'm just curious because this today's movie puts actually many questions connected with moral stand of psychiatrists and generally I would say medical doctors. Did you have any response or discussions with psychiatrist circles after this movie?
Yes, that's right. Yes, two psychiatrists were advisors in this film, and well, they accepted. Of course, they also suggested some details, but they accepted this this relations between doctor and patient, because there are some psychiatrists who don't accept this experience when a doctor took patient from hospital to his home, because it could be dangerous.
Could I just wanted to come back to the suspense in the film. For me, the suspense revolved around determining what this man's role in the past was, right? What it was that was the traumatic experience. And there are all of these references to the solidarity movement and the late 70s and early 80s. And given that that was a period in which you first were making your most important films as a young person, I was wondering if you could talk about the fact that by the end of the film we discovered he was not a dissident who was put away for being a dissident, but rather he was put away because he had killed a dissident. And what that meant to you as a filmmaker who's known for being a filmmaker of the cinema of moral concern. Did you find that to be an especially interesting kind of twist in the film? To have us, at least that was my expectation, is that he was going to be this dissident who had somehow been put away, but instead he had killed the dissident. And that was for me the twist in the film. But could you talk a little bit about that, maybe?
No, you just answered it. It's difficult to comment it. Right, yes. I was looking all the time for how to cheat the audience,
right.
How to cheat
Yes.
people, you know, how...
I felt very cheated.
It's a kind of thriller, of course,
Right.
that you think that it's going this way, but suddenly there's something else. Of course, that's the main point of a criminal story or thriller. That's what I wanted, really. Thank you.